Hello everyone, Cal here, and I want to go over the most recent bid that I got accepted on a first lien mortgage note investment in Houston, Texas. So I submitted my bids last week. This one came back as an accepted bid, and I thought it'd be a good opportunity to break this down for you and those of you that have been following my channel who like to see real life case studies and note deals broken down, some of the exit strategies and how the numbers work. So this is a first lien mortgage that I'm purchasing. I'm in my due diligence period, so far everything looks good and I hope to purchase it. But this is a mortgage that I'm buying. I'm not buying the house here. It's the mortgage that is secured to this house, okay? So this is a house in Southwest Houston, a really nice, quiet neighborhood, well-kept area. The house itself is occupied, and as you can see by the photo, it's in pretty good condition. There's some pride in ownership there. However, the borrower has not made a payment on their mortgage in 70 months. So they haven't made a payment since, I think, December of 2018, okay? So the lender that currently owns this, or the note investor that owns this mortgage, they actually just acquired this as part of a large pool. They just acquired it in October, and so now they're selling off some of the assets that they don't want in their portfolio, including some of this non-performing stuff. So I made a bid. My bid was accepted at $87,000. It's actually $87,100. And the borrower, including all the back payments that they've missed, late fees, escrow, all of that, the borrower owes a total of $116,000 on the mortgage. Okay, so what that means is if they came and paid off $116,000, they'd own their home free and clear. Okay, so that's how much they would owe me if I buy this note. Okay, so I bought the IOU, the mortgage, for $87,000, but they owe me $116,000. Okay, so you can see there's a spread there. But also the property in its as-is condition is worth about $220,000, okay? So I have an investment here that's secured to a property worth $220,000 that I'm able to buy for $87,000, okay? So you can see there's a lot of equity that is protecting my investment, a physical piece of property that is protecting, that I'm secured to, my money's secured to, okay? So now the borrower owes money. They haven't been paying, right? So this isn't a cash flowing or performing mortgage note, right? So the strategy here is a couple. There's a few we can do, all right? Number one, and these are the numbers I have right here, is finish the foreclosure. The lender started the foreclosure. It's in its initial stages. And in Texas, you can foreclose really quickly. So we expect to be able to go through a foreclosure in about 90 days. And because the property is worth $220,000 and the balance is $116,000, there's a lot of equity there. And I know Houston pretty well. Those auctions are pretty competitive. So I'd imagine that if we were to foreclose on this mortgage, it would sell for pretty high, probably 70, 80 cents on the dollar. And so we would get paid that full 16. Okay. And so that's how you would profit in that sense. And that's where I get the ROI. If we were to foreclose in about 90 days, let's give it 4 months, then my ROI on an $87K investment would be 67% if you annualize it, right? Okay. So that's pretty great. But we also like to see if we can work something out with the borrower, because we don't want to foreclose if we don't have to. If there's a way that we can get the borrower to, maybe, since they have equity, maybe they can just sell the house and move on and collect their equity, find something, a better situation that they can afford. So we would encourage that, to have them sell the house and just pay us the $116,000 they owe. Maybe refinance if they have the credit and the ability to refinance with a different lender, then they could pay us out. So that would be fine. And then they can stay in the house. The other thing we might want to do is a cash for keys scenario, or what's called a deed in lieu of foreclosure. And so we would go to the borrower and say, look, we don't want to have to foreclose because it's going to impact your credit. Your credit score is going to be impacted negatively for the next 7 years if we foreclose on this mortgage that you haven't been paying. However, we can give you some money to move out, put a deposit down on a rental property that you're going to rent and live in. In exchange for that, you would deed us the property instead of us foreclosing. So that's an option. And then when we get it deeded to us, then we have the ability to do really what we want with the property. So we could keep it as a rental. We could sell it as is, hire a realtor and just sell it in this condition. We could remodel it first, do complete renovations, and then sell it at top market value. We could also owner finance it and create a brand new note. So find a buyer that wants financing as well, because maybe they can't quite qualify for a bank mortgage. They come down with 10, 20% down payment. we would finance the rest, and then we would create a brand new performing note. So that's another option we could do here. All right, so lots of options with non-performing notes. If you're new to note investing, it might seem kind of weird, like why would you want to buy a mortgage where the borrower is not paying? And here's a great example of why we might do it and what some of the numbers look like. So hope you found that interesting. If you like note investing or you're interested in it, make sure you give this video a like, a thumbs up, a heart, and follow my channel wherever you're watching this. I'm Cal Ewing, take care.